No intro today, just a 10-minute warm-up session and then 3 one-lap qualifying laps to determine the grid. Hello everyone, welcome to TeamSport Utrecht, where we are today at the GP1 member event. We're gonna do a qualifying session that we are watching right now, and afterwards there will be 2 races in the coming weeks. Now normally they do Q1, then Q2 and then Q3, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently today. We're gonna have 10 minutes of warm-up, then we're gonna do 1 lap qualifying Q1, then the slowest 5 get eliminated. They do still stay on track, they just don't qualify for the next positions, and we'll do the same for Q2 and Q3. And now we're right behind my friend Alan. We're usually quite a bit quicker than him, and he lets us through there quite easily. We're gonna set a good lap time today, or we're gonna try to set a good lap time today is what I'm gonna say, because it's gonna be very difficult. It's gonna be a really hard session because we have a really bad kart, and I hope we will not get it for one of the races, which is called foreshadowing, but we're gonna try. We don't know yet how bad this kart is, and we have put our seat all the way to the front, which you normally do with these karts at the track, because that gives you the best balance and also the best handling. But this kart doesn't seem to quite like it, and I make a mistake here. I don't adjust it during the 10 minutes of warm-up, so that will be something quite difficult. As going into Q1 I do adjust my seat backwards a little bit, but I'm not used to how the car then will handle through the lap. That is very important to get through to Q1, and we're gonna try. This kart is also bouncing on every little bit of a straight. You can see it a little bit on the video, but it has been smoothed out, but it's really bouncing quite a bit, and I'm gonna be quite nauseous after this session. But the races will be fine, as we do set a 33.7, so 1.1 seconds above my PB. Normally I would definitely already be closer to that. Somehow I can't quite manage to find the pace, and that is because the kart is just not handling the way I want, not having any grip through the corners, having to slow down, having understeer, having bouncing on the straight sections. Even this left-hander here is full throttle, so we're bouncing there as well, so it's just very difficult to get quite a little bit quicker. And we're gonna try to get below the 33-second lap time, as that is what I can do with these karts. I have been practicing, I've been coming here quite a bit, so normally I can get at least now below the 33-second lap time, but it's gonna be quite a difficult task to do that with this kart. But anyway, I'll stop complaining about the kart. We are here with my friend Alan, as you have seen me overtake him already, but I'm also here with my friend Elisa, because he's also from the Smederij, and we try to go to some member events together. It's a lot of fun. We do also do the 24-hour race. When I'm recording this voiceover, done that last weekend. It was a lot of fun, and we'll definitely be going back there. But if my voice did suddenly change, that is because of that 24-hour race, and I do shout quite a lot because I'm really enthusiastic, but it does mean my throat is a little bit sore, and I do the voiceover of these videos in parts because I can't do it in one evening. So a little behind the scenes there as we try to set a good new lap time. This lap, we're almost at the end of the lap. Let's see if it is going to be a good time. Going across the line, a 33.8, so still no improvement on that best lap time. It seems to be quite difficult to get this car to go quicker, and we do have someone in front, so let's see if they can help us set a quicker lap time. Having someone in front of me always helps me just focus on that car and just makes me a little bit quicker, but they are quite a bit slower and let me through to hit the inside there on the wall, on the apex, so that's not gonna be a good lap either. And we're not getting close to that 33.0. I want to get below it, but this kart, I said I was gonna not complain anymore, but yeah, 33.7 as a best lap time, and that is really bad for me actually. At this stage I should definitely be quicker. Going into the spiral there, a big snap of oversteer, and now a yellow flag. During this practice someone maybe has spun, maybe also on the spiral just behind me, as that is the place where most people lose the karts. spinning around, and the marshal has to help them, trying to warm my tires a little bit. Maybe it will help, but I don't feel like we're going to be able to do that. And this is really kind of messing with my head, because you can see that times when you go across the line there is a screen when you go through the left-hander, and then you can see on the right there, just before the next left-hander, there is a screen. I can see my lap times just not improving, and I don't know what I can do. I feel like I'm doing everything I can and everything I normally do, and suddenly it's just at least a second slower than my PB. How can I make sure that I get a quicker lap with this kart? And I can't quite figure it out, and maybe it will really have an impact when we might have a recovery race, the first race of this GP1 member event. Still, I'm trying to be optimistic. We haven't done qualifying yet, so we can still pull a lap out. As you see me hit the steering wheel there in frustration, it is getting to me a little bit, but we do improve on our personal best for this session, 33.6, slowly getting to that 33 barrier, although we're not going to be able to get through that barrier, at least during the practice part of this qualifying, where we will end up. I'll keep a secret, you'll have to watch till the end to find out how we do. For now, we're still pushing, trying to do our best, and we have a few more laps to go before the 10 minutes is up, and we have to go into Q1. For now, the goal is to get as close as possible to that 33 barrier lap time. Now, last video I said I would set some goals for myself. For this session, it would be to reach Q2 and qualify somewhere around 8th place, because that is what I think is possible if I get a good enough kart. And of course, I said I wanted to set more goals than just qualify there or set this lap time, but I haven't had that time yet. I haven't set that kind of a goal for this session, so I could just make one up, but I'm not going to, because that would be very ingenuous, I think, because I didn't have that goal going into it, and I only want to have a goal that going into the session I already set myself, instead of just thinking of something afterwards, just putting it on the video, because that is not what I want to do. I really want to get better, but because these videos are pre-recorded, it's going to be taking a little bit before I get there. As we see actually someone going into the black flag lane, just practicing there. The races will have us go through that black flag lane at least 1 or 2 times, so that means if you can practice it, if you haven't done it that much, then it's really good to practice. And I haven't done it that much, but I have decided not to practice in this session, as I'm just trying to get those good laps in. I maybe should do it the next time if we have a session like this, because I'm not that quick through that black flag lane. And one important thing is, when you leave that black flag lane, you can't impede someone, although if you get onto the racing line, then you can kind of impede someone. We had a little bit of a discussion after race number 1, where if you are in front but you do have to brake, but you're on the racing line already on the apex, then it is actually okay to do that. So that is something we might use in one of the upcoming races. Just put the kart in front, make sure we're on the racing line, and then they can't do anything about it, as it will be okayed by the marshals, as the head marshal told us that it was okay. Now we're gonna try to set a quick lap. We have 5 more laps after this one. Can we improve? I do think we're gonna set a better lap than a 33.6, so that is quite good. We have someone in front, let's see if we can use them, but they do seem a little bit slower, braking a lot for the corner there. We go down the inside, so no help there, but we do set a 33.65, so we get close to our best this session. And with this many laps done, you should get quite a lot quicker, but we don't really seem to be getting quicker. We let someone through who is quicker, and we're gonna try to follow their lines going down the spiral. They are in front, and as you can see, they kind of drive away. They do have a lot more grip here. We have a little bit of understeer. We can't quite do the same thing they do, and I'm definitely losing quite a bit of time, losing more time than I normally am through the hairpin there on the exit, hitting the wall, and again a little bit of oversteer there on the exit. We have someone behind us, and I do think that is my friend. Yes, that is Elisa. We let him through because he does seem to be quicker. Normally he is just on the same pace, maybe a little bit quicker than me, but right now he's massively quicker. I don't want to hold him up on his lap, so we have let 2 people through, and let's see if we can follow them, try to copy their lines. But again, you can just see how much more grip they have, how much more speed they have, drive out of the corners. They are just getting away from me as we hit the inside there of the right hand hairpin. So again, a little bit of a time loss there, but now we're gonna go set our quickest lap of this practice before qualifying, and as you can see, we do take a little bit of speed. We hit the apex there quite well, and again hit the apex there. We do gain a little bit of time on my friend there, and going into the spiral, you can see he brakes quite early. We do brake a lot later. We take good speed down through this straight section, and then we go into the right left. That also looks quite decent, and we are now gaining on my friend. We're using him as a little bit of a reference point and going through the right hand hairpin here. We don't hit the inside, and on the ups there also don't hit the inside. Then we're gonna go across the line. Not a great lap, but a decent lap. It's gonna be a 33.25, so that is the best we have set all day, and we should try to set the same lap time during qualifying, but it's gonna be very difficult, as it took 18 laps just to get this lap in, and it still feels a little bit unpredictable, this kart. Although I get a little bit of a better handle on it right now, it doesn't do quite what I want, so it's not the greatest kart, and we're gonna see what the penultimate lap is going to bring as we make a mistake there, hit the outside wall on the up ramp, and we're now on our final lap, 33.500. It's okay compared to the last laps we have done, but definitely not that great. So we're going through the spiral again. We are gaining a little bit of time on my friend Elisa. You can see massively gaining there. He might not be pushing as much anymore, as we are almost at the end of the session, but this is good that we can hang with him, although he does gain a little bit of time on the straight. Tries to let me through, didn't realize it, then I give him a thumbs up there. He did well, although I didn't really expect it. We're going to go across the line, and we're going to go into what I call pre-qualifying. We're going to be waiting downstairs, and then we'll get the green light to go, and then we're going to have a 1Q1 qualifying lap. Let's see if it's going to be a good lap. We want to get into Q2. That means we need to be faster than 5 other drivers. If not, then we're gonna be in the bottom 5, and I am quite scared that I'm gonna be in the slowest 5. With this kart, it's not going to be a great qualifying, but we also make a little bit of a mistake. We're gonna adjust the seat backwards a little bit, and I haven't done any laps with the seat in that position, and that's gonna make the handling a little bit more difficult, as we are now talking with my friend Elisa. It's gonna be a lot of fun here in between sessions, talking to my friends and talking to the other members on the grid. They are quite decent drivers, and that means it's gonna be quite difficult if they have good cars to get out of Q1. Skipping ahead a little bit to the start of Q1 now. The first drivers are being let through, and we're gonna make sure there's a good gap that we can set a lap without being impeded if everyone is slower than me. And if they are quicker than me, of course, then we won't get impeded, but we'll make sure that we're not impeding the person behind us as we now go for our qualifying lap. Put down the visor. Let's see if we can get a great lap in. We do have a little bit of time to warm up the tires, like half a lap. We have been standing still, so they cooled down a little bit, but again, I have put my seat backwards a little bit, so I'm just feeling the handling here. It's not quite as great as I want, and it's going to be unpredictable through the lap, but we're gonna go across the line here. Let's see what we can do. Great start of the lap. The first left-hander and the right-hander there through the hairpins, quite decent onto the straight. That also looks quite okay, so we're gonna go through the spiral here. It does look quite good, although it is a bit slow, it feels like, and onto the final straight there. Now the right-hander, long right-hander, a little bit of oversteer, we lose some speed, and then through the left also we do kind of take it okay. And the right-hander, now the two hairpins to going upstairs, we miss the apex by quite a bit. A lot of understeer, and again quite wide. This isn't gonna be a great lap. It's going to be a 33.55, 3/10 slower than what I did in the practice session, but that's a bit unfortunate. And as you can see, with my hands on top of the steering wheel, not feeling that great, and probably gonna be knocked out here in Q1. And they're gonna wave through the first 10 people, then they're gonna tell us if we're knocked out, if we're in the bottom 5. They'll tell this is the top 10, good luck, you can still set a lap in Q2 and Q3, but you're not gonna be racing for position anymore. So let's skip ahead and see where we end up. Unfortunately, we're gonna be in the bottom 5. As you can see, the others have been waved through, and they are getting the signal to go for their qualifying lap for Q2. We will, like I said, stay on track, do a flying lap for Q2 and Q3. It just won't count for the standings, which is, like I always say, a bit unfortunate, because if I had a good kart, I definitely would have made Q2. I almost always get into Q2, and just being eliminated in Q1 is a bit disappointing. We'll still try to find the pace and try to improve on the 33.25, but it's probably not going to work out as we now cross the line for another flying lap. We have some room in front. The guys in front are a bit closed up. I can see the helmet of Alon there as well. So he is also out in Q1. He's gonna be joining me at the back of the grid for the next race. So it's gonna be fun fighting him and trying to get through if we are stuck behind him. But we are gaining now through this lap on the guys in front. So we're not the slowest person on track. We're not gonna be last starting this race. Going through the final corner almost across the line. What's the time gonna be? It's actually going to be a little bit quicker than Q1 time, 33.467. Still not that great, but definitely a little bit better than the last heat, which is good. So we are still improving, or the last qualifying I must say. So we'll go downstairs, wait a little bit, skip ahead, and then do the final lap of this video. So here we go, everyone going at once, 5 people in front, but we have a lot of people bunched together. It's gonna be a little bit of a tiny race here to get some room. We're now right behind my friend Alon, and everyone's still bunched up actually. So this is not just going to be a qualifying lap, it's gonna be an overtaking lap. Maybe we can get past Alon here as we now go across the line to start the lap. Looking towards the inside, can't quite make it work through the first hairpin, and trying to get a good exit there for the second hairpin. But Alon just gets a little bit of a better drive into the spiral. We do brake later though, and we are closing up, but again out of the corner he just gets good drive, and that means we can't quite make a move into the long right hander here, and we're still stuck behind him. So if we can't overtake him here, it's gonna be quite difficult, but we actually send it down the inside as he makes a mistake side by side, and we're actually having a little bit of a chat there. I wasn't planning on going down the inside. There's a little bit of contact there, and it's a very bad lap, of course, at 34.8. That was because we are fighting, but that's gonna be the video, guys. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment what you thought of the kart and how I was doing, even though it was a very bad kart. Subscribe to the channel if you want to watch these races coming up, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.